when these two swords were strapped around the Guru on his sides, he proclaimed the meaning of them. And always, and this is also an interesting concept, that is always saying Piri comes first before Miri. And let's just go into looking what's the meaning of Miri, what's the meaning of Piri, before we can talk about why the order given by the Guru in this way. Miri, it means, it's coming from the Persian or the Arabic mir, which means commander or prince. This is what we call the temporal seat or the temporal sword or authority. And Miri means being engaged in the world, in everything that's happening within this realm. This is what would become the sword that cuts through any oppression, any tyrannic behavior from outside or from inside. And this sort of Miri is what symbolizes having roots in the world, being present here, so that we can organize our political, physical, environmental, human structures so that we can really live in harmony. Now, Piri, which is actually what is the first sword, what comes before, and which is more important, we cannot have Miri without Piri. Piri is also coming from the Persian pir, which means it's a word given to a person of higher knowledge or wisdom, like a spiritual guide or a head of a religious order, a holy man, a saint. And this is what we call the permanent sword. The sword of wisdom, Gyan Karak. And this sword is what Guru Nanak was always dedicated to sharing and serving. The Gyan, that wisdom which comes from the divine, which is so that we can have a connection with that higher self, that higher soul. It is in the heart. And this sword is to fight the war inside of us with the five passions or the five thieves. And this is the real and most important war that we are always engaged in. Kam, Krodh, Moho, Lobh, Ahankar. The sword is received through wisdom and kills the ignorance. Gyan meaning the light of wisdom that kills the ignorance. And when we are connected with this Gyan, when we have that, the symbolism of the sword, meaning that I'm carrying with myself all the time in the same way that we're carrying a kirpan, it means that you have the power of it and to be used in every moment that you need it. The Shabad is what this sword is made of, and it's for sharpening of the mind. The same way that you sharpen a sword, you can sharpen your mind. And this is what the teachings of Yogi Bayan are all full of, that we need to train our minds so that we can become so focused, so concentrated, and cut down, like we do with the Gatka sword, cut down anything that comes in the shape of an alteration, in the shape of a distraction to our minds so that we can fulfill our destiny. Ultimately, that's the purpose, isn't it? The whole concept of Miri Piri, to me, it means to be present, both spiritually, but both practically as well here. And this is what I was saying about applying it into our lives. All of that, applying that wisdom into foreseeing what we need to do in our lives.